Hey, Cam McLellan here. I want to talk to you today about median house price and giving you an understanding why buying under the median house price is so important. I want to give you an understanding of bank panel valuers, their mentality, and a couple of different types of valuations. All this hinges around the true thing that I want you to understand, which is real wealth is determined by the bank's future valuation on your portfolio. So we can't save our way to wealth, and cash flow positive properties, rental income won't bring us wealth. True wealth comes from doubling your portfolio every 7 to 10 years. Keeping that in mind, I want you to understand buying under the median house price, but I'll talk to you first about bank panel valuers. A good friend of mine, which we catch up regularly, and every time we have a couple of beers, I'll drill him pretty hard about the bank panel's mentality, why they go about doing what they do, and more importantly, it's always good to pick the current state of the market. So a couple of different types of vals. There's a fair market appraisal, which is what an agent can sell your property for in a 60 to 90 day window. The bank panel val is, the instruction from the bank is to the valuer is, what can I sell this property for at 10 o'clock on Monday morning? So obviously there's a vast difference in the valuations there. Once you understand that, and you understand that valuers don't like risk, if they're found to be negligent in the valuation, they're liable for that, which is why they're always a little bit conservative, and that's understandable. Taking this into account, I want to talk to you about median house pricing. There's three different types of valuations. There's the drive-by, which is they pull up, make sure there's something there. There's the desktop valuation, where they look at analytical data like RP data, price finder, and they go through that data, they have a look at what's been selling in the market, and they'll put a valuation down. And then there's the walkthrough, and that only usually happens at the top end of the market, so multi-million-dollar properties where they don't want to be found negligent by putting the wrong valuation on a property, and they will always go conservative on that to give themselves a buffer. Let's look at, I'll give you a diagram now which explains median house price buying. If we look at this as an area, an inner city market, so in this area or suburb, let's say that the top properties, the established capital benchmark is 1.5 mil. Now, at the bottom end of the market, anyone can buy a house for around 250 grand. So 100% of buyers who are buying in the marketplace can afford this. In this area, the median house price is $500,000. It's also very important that you understand what the median house price is. Often people get this confused. So the median price is not the average price, and that's the main mistake people make. The median is the middle sale. So remember back at school, mean, median. If you list 9 sales, the 9 prices in a row, the 5th sale will be the median. So it's be clear on that. If we're looking at city market, and we were to buy a property in this market at 650K, understanding we need a good valuation to be able to leverage equity and duplicate, understanding the bank panel valuer's mentality when they look at an area, they'll look at this and they'll say 650K, that's fine, I could probably sell that in the open market. Majority of houses I'm seeing are selling at 500K, I've got lots of data to substantiate that. I'll give you 550, maybe 600 if you're very lucky. So you've obviously lost there $100,000. Now you do that 5 or 6 times across a portfolio and it becomes very difficult to duplicate, which is why a lot of people buy at the top end or a blue chip property and then find it hard they can't duplicate because they're getting poor vals. If we take and understand the mentality of the valuers when buying under the median house price, and in this area, we buy properties at the 400 to 450K mark, taking into account that they're going to look at do their desktop val and they'll look at the different sales in the area. Standard 4 beds are selling for around this mark here. You've got a lot better chance to get your valuation up around this area. They'll always go a little bit under, and that's understandable, but they're not going to drop 100K off, which is standard if you're buying above the median. So if we improve the chance of the bank's future valuation of our portfolio, when you're buying multiple properties, that extra bit, that extra little bit you get on each property adds up, and that allows you to duplicate further again, and once again you get the wealth. So I hope this gives you an understanding. Make sure you're buying under the median, and stay true. Cheers guys.